Welcome back. Recently, a group of local business leaders took a trip to Washington, D.C. The goal? Making sure our home is not forgotten. In our continuing series, Move Up Cincinnati, focusing on regional growth and transportation, not on your sides. Lisa Smith tells us what issues local leaders put on the table and whether it will mean more federal dollars for the tri-state.
Senators Mitch McConnell and Rand Paul, Congressman Steve Chabot and Brad Winstrup, just some of the lawmakers who met a delegation of Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky leaders during a recent trip to Washington.
Here's what we're doing back in Cincinnati, and here's why it matters to you out here. And going out there physically is the best way to do that.
The trip is generally referred to as the fly-in. It includes a variety of government and corporate leaders.
Everyone from Procter & Gamble to transportation officials, St. Elizabeth, Duke Energy, and so forth.
The topics varied from immigration to Amazon to trade.
A lot of people are unaware that we actually trade more with Canada than we do with China, the UK, and France combined.
But the one topic on nearly everyone's agenda:
we were frustrated with the lack of progress on certain areas, in particular transportation.
More specifically, the Brent Spence Bridge and the Western Hills Viaduct both need hundreds of millions to be rebuilt.
He knew right away when we said, we want to talk to you about the Brent Spence Bridge, that it was an important meeting to have and to understand how that project fits into the broader national infrastructure conversation.
The Kentucky Senate president was in Canada this past year, and he talked about how they brought up the Brent Spence Bridge in Canada. Said, your bridge is in trouble when someone in another country is actually talking about it.
For the last several years, the Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky delegations have gone on this trip together. They say that strengthens their position when they're talking to Washington.
We learn from them what's advancing through Congress, what's going on in the administration, and we can better tailor our advocacy in that way.
They also told leaders in D.C. the region has a lot to offer, but federal help is needed for continued growth. Lisa Smith, 9 on your side.